Now on Nightside, breaking news: an arrest in the two robberies 30 minutes apart in downtown Spokane.
Snow continues to pile up across the inland northwest, and there's more on the way. I'll let you know what to expect for the morning commute and how much you'll have to deal with this weekend.
A federal lawsuit to prevent the sweep of Camp Hope. What one lawyer on the case has to say. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside.
Snow across the inland northwest as drivers made that slow commute home this evening. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Aaron Luna. When will it stop and what can we expect for tomorrow morning's commute? Chief Meteorologist Chris those answers.
Well, the snow has been piling up on the road in Sandpoint. Here's US 2 and Boyer. You can see what was slush-covered roads not too long ago, now covered with snow. US 95 and Handley and Coeur d'Alene, we have some slush on the roadways there as well. The interstate, for the most part, looking good. And the good news is crews will have several hours before the morning commute to work on those roads before things get busy. Winter weather advisory through noon on Friday. It's already, we've seen some counties removed, some areas removed from the advisory, so this may change a little bit by tomorrow morning. We are already seeing a back edge to this snow and will not be snowing much longer in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Here's a closer view on the radar, a roundup of some of the reports we're getting right in the metro area, anywhere between 1 inch and 2.5 inches of snow. Some of the outlying areas, however, Twin Lakes, up in parts of Ponderay and Stevens County, reporting in the 4 to 5 inch range. Meanwhile, our temperatures around the region, it's 34 in downtown Spokane, 34 degrees in Liberty Lake. We are right around freezing around the region. That has helped somewhat on some of our main roads to produce that slush rather than the ice. 32 right now in Sandpoint, 31 in St. Mary's, and 32 in Pullman. Tomorrow, we'll start the day off with some patchy fog, cloudy skies throughout the day with high temperatures topping out below freezing. The next round of snow is on the way tomorrow night. I'll let you know what to expect in just a few minutes and tell you about a possible weather alert day. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. Breaking news: an arrest in an armed robbery case in Spokane. We told you last night at 11 o'clock about 2 robberies in the heart of downtown Spokane. Tonight, Spokane police tell us they've arrested a juvenile in connection to both crimes.
Now, police are not naming that juvenile. They say that person's facing robbery and assault charges. Detectives say the first robbery was at Riverfront Park near the Blue Bridge on Howard Street, where the suspects used a gun. The second, just 30 minutes later, on Main Avenue and Post Street. In that case, police say they used a knife to threaten the victim. Both the Downtown Spokane Partnership and Spokane Police will be doubling their security efforts in the weeks ahead. In light of these incidents, but also with more people downtown for the holiday season, the Downtown Partnership has extended its security ambassador hours until 8 p.m. on Wednesdays through Saturdays. And Spokane Police say that their downtown officers will be spending more time walking through the riverfront area.
The eyes and ears of our community, and if there are any concerns come up, they're quick to help address those concerns or report them on as necessary.
We like to be out and about, be at visible presence, make contact with the community, talk with people, but certainly this incident has created an impetus to even redouble those efforts.
Police say they're still investigating both robberies.
Well, police have arrested 2 juveniles in connection with a series of gun store burglaries. The first smash and grab happened early November 24th at a gun store on East Trent. The next day, there was another smash and grab at a gun shop on North Green. Spokane police sent a note to middle and high school parents this week, warning parents that students may be involved in the burglaries. Police did not release any further information about the 2 juveniles already in custody. They say this is an active investigation. They're looking for more suspects.
I stand with hope. I stand with hope.
Advocates of Camp Hope held a rally outside of City Hall tonight. The rally's purpose, organizers say, is to stand up against the city and the county.
Well, this is as they wait for a decision from a federal judge to stop law enforcement from clearing it. New on Nightside, Rania Kaur joins us in studio with what the federal lawsuit would protect if a judge agrees.
Aaron Kirsten, that lawsuit filed against the city and county would protect Camp Hope from a potential sweep, something law enforcement has been warning campers for the past 2 days with flyers like these. I spoke to one of the attorneys filing the lawsuit. He agrees with the message coming from tonight's protest. They want things to stay as they are for now.
I stand with hope. I stand with hope.
Hope is the clear theme and the message at the rally outside of City Hall tonight.
Housing is a human right, and everybody deserves to be treated with dignity and love. Everybody.
This week, deputies handed leaflets to those living at Camp Hope saying, quote, Camp Hope is set to be closed. Attendees and advocates say a potential sweep of Camp Hope could pose a threat to the progress being made to get people into housing.
You know, the difference is they have a roof over their head. You know, they want to say that they like the snow. Well, try living in it.
Andrew Biviano, an attorney, says they filed a temporary restraining order to stop a possible sweep.
And we're asking for the court to give them that time and not let an arbitrary deadline by law enforcement reverse the progress that we're making.
He says the goal is to keep things the way they are for now.
The solution is in front of us, which is to get housing options for people. It's not something that can happen overnight, and the progress that's been made is incredible, and it just needs to keep happening.
By outlining the rights those at the camp have.
Federal court is the best forum, we think, to answer a question that hasn't been asked before, which is, what are the rights of the people who live there? Do they have a right to be living in their homes, even if it's a tent, since they have the consent of the landowner, the DOT, to stay there for a while?
One person was attending as a part of a counter protest. He told me he was there because while he doesn't stand completely against Camp Hope, as a resident of East Central, he has been negatively impacted by the camp. I did reach out to the city. They say they can't comment until the federal judge makes the ruling. As soon as we hear a decision, we'll let you know here on KXLY and on our website at KXLY.com. In studio tonight, I'm Rania Kaur for News Now.
Rania, thank you. For the last 2 days, law enforcement's been inside Camp Hope handing out those flyers, and now Spokane City Council is calling an executive session. Some city council members say they're worried about the legality of these visits from law enforcement. Council President Brand Begg says the council still doesn't know the exact reason law enforcement went into Camp Hope. He says this meeting was partially to protect city police. If law enforcement were to start removing people, which has not happened yet, that would be illegal without a judge's order.
The trigger of talking about this was uniformed and armed officers going into the camp and handing out flyers. And it looked to some people, whether or not, a bit like a dress rehearsal for them coming in and physically removing people, which in my opinion would be very illegal and subject the city to liability.
Now, we did hear back from the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, who says deputies got permission from WashDOT to hand out those flyers at Camp Hope as long as they were accompanied by a camp manager. Ryan Overton with WashDOT confirmed this to 4 News Now, but says officers started to break away once they were inside of the camp.
Damaged outbuildings are all that's left at one property in East Spokane. The Spokane Fire Department says the fire was intentionally started by someone last night. Business owners near the fire say they're dealing with a number of issues, from vandalism to break-ins. Liberty Tire Pros owner Steve Liberty says he has seen an increase in criminal activity at the empty lot across from his store, and he blames people living at the homeless camp.
With that for quite a while. A couple of the buildings before we bought them had that same exact thing. Once we bought them, we had to go in there and kick people out of them.
The Spokane Fire Department will review camera footage and follow up with tips on the investigation. And we are continuing to follow the latest information on the murders of 4 U of I students. Moscow police have released new body cam footage taken around the time the students were killed, hoping it could provide new leads in the case.
Taking out 21.
Well, it shows officers confronting 3 teens for underage drinking. The apartment complex across the street from the victim's house can be seen just steps away from the officers. Investigators say the people in the videos have been cleared and have nothing to do with the murders. They're hoping anyone familiar with the area can spot something out of place. Anyone with information is asked to call or email the Moscow tip line. The email and number is there on your screen. Indiana is joining the list of states cracking down on TikTok. The state's attorney general has now filed 2 lawsuits against the social media giant for allegedly exposing minors to mature content and deceiving users about China's access to their data. The U.S. has been in negotiations with China, trying to resolve concerns that the Chinese government can gain access to the data of U.S. citizens through the app.
The problem is with China, there's no distinction between the government and the private sector. Everybody works for the government one way or another.
FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr says the U.S. government should ban the app entirely in the U.S.
We got some big-time news leading up to Washington State's bowl game. WSU linebacker Deion Henley was not selected as the winner of the Butkus Award. Henley was one of 5 finalists in the running for the prestigious honor. Iowa's Jack Campbell took home the trophy. The Butkus Award is given to the top linebacker in all of college football. Henley was Washington State's first ever Butkus Award finalist. Henley and the Cougs still have a chance to bring home some hardware, however, because Washington State, they're taking on Fresno State in the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl at 12:30 on December 17th. And you can catch that game right here on KXLY. And we will have live coverage from LA starting next week.
Thanks, Julian. Children as young as 6 months are now eligible to get an updated version of the COVID-19 vaccine. Today, the FDA approved the bivalent Moderna and Pfizer vaccines for babies 6 months to kids 5 years old. These bivalent vaccines fight the original strain of the virus and the latest BA.4 and 5 Omicron versions. Ahead on Nightside, see the consequences of drivers going too fast around snow plows.
And an assault on 2 power stations in Oregon. Why the Department of Homeland Security says they're concerned about American infrastructure.
And a uniquely Spokane way to get a dose of holiday cheer. That's coming up on Nightside.
Night show might be good. It's bacon in a can.
I will eat bacon on anything. I would eat bacon on plywood.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Carpet Barn.
New tonight on Kimmel.
Here in Southern California, where the holidays are on top of us, Christmas is only 2 Hanukkahs away now.
With Gene Smart.
Yeah.
I will eat bacon on anything.
And Wes Bentley. Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Every holiday season, Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots collects thousands of toys for less fortunate children during the Christmas holidays.
We're thankful for all our donations and all our wonderful volunteers who bring joy to children during our 75th anniversary of Toys for Tots.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to partner with organizations like Toys for Tots as they work to enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
'Tis the season to get great gifts you can enjoy all year long from the pros at Snow's Auto, like remote car starts, $40 off. New tonneau covers for the truck, 20% off. WeatherTech floor mats marked down. Or crank up the sound with a brand new head unit and get a free set of coax speakers or a Serwin Vega bass package for $299. It's time to buy the best gifts everyone wants this week at Snow's.
A 4 News Now Weather Alert Day.
Because of the high impact that this snow is going to have.
29 school delays and closures already.
Trust 4 News Now to keep you safe. On air, online, and on the app. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Sometimes you gotta start small. From throw pillows and water beds to 4 specialty stores under one roof, Furniture Row sure has changed over the last 50 years. And we couldn't have done it without you. Because being your local source for high quality and affordably stylish home furnishings and mattresses means the world to us. And we take pride knowing we've helped create lasting memories, smiles, and relationships within the communities we live and work. So from our family to yours, here's to another 50 years. Furniture Row.
4 News Now is brought to you by Foothills Mazda.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. We're getting closer to Christmas, and 4 News Now and the Salvation Army want to make sure no one in our community goes without a gift under the tree. You can drop off a toy Friday at any Spokane or Spokane Valley Fred Meyer store, and Salvation Army will make sure it gets to someone in need. Gifts should be unwrapped, and if you need, you can buy them there at the store. You can shop for anyone from newborns to vulnerable senior citizens. The toy drive is from 9 to 6 Friday. You can find more information at KXLY.com.
It is snowing in North Idaho, getting reports in the 4-inch range north of Coeur d'Alene, Rathdrum. Here is some video from Terry Anderson in Rathdrum. He just taken. You can see that snow falling and plenty of snow already there. There's more on the way. It's going to be a slick morning commute. Mostly dry on Friday around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area with lingering snow showers in the central panhandle. More snow on the way on Saturday and a possible weather alert day, and then it's going to be cold next week. Forecast radar shows that the snow will not be going much longer in Spokane. We'll continue to see some snow in the central panhandle through Friday at 6 in the morning, and another redevelopment of snow showers down on the Palouse tomorrow morning. Then we continue to see some mountain snow showers, but for the most part will be dry the rest of the day. Here's 6 o'clock Friday, the next round crossing the Cascades. Already some snow showers showing up in the northeast mountains. Then that next system will move into Spokane about 24 hours from now. Snowfall totals continue to be decreased with each next model run. Now here's the additional snow through tomorrow morning. Less than an inch in Spokane, 1 to 2 in Coeur d'Alene, some heavier snow down on the Palouse. Then that next system comes in and we're going to add to those totals. 2 to 4 total in Coeur d'Alene, 4 to 6 in Pullman with some heavier totals in the mountains. And that is why we have a possible alert day on the way for heavy snow, primarily north of I-90 in eastern Washington on Saturday. A winter storm watch has issued issued for that area because of the potential for some heavy snow. A watch just means we got our eye on it. Possible alert day, possible snow. Lows tonight in the 20s in most locations with highs tomorrow in the 30s. Your planning forecast: snow on Saturday, and then we dry out and our temperature drops. Will be in the 20s next week with overnight lows in the low double digits. Kirsten?
Thanks so much, Chris. And with that fresh snow, the Washington Department of Transportation wants to remind you to slow down around snow plows.
Yeah, a truck that was hit earlier this week is being repaired and should be back on the road soon. Here are the photos of the damage after that crash. WashDOT says the plow was rear-ended while slowing down to turn. The driver of the pickup had minor injuries. WashDOT says the plow should be back on the streets by early next week. And they do ask that anyone that sees a plow, don't go around it. Don't pass those plows. As you know, it can be dangerous.
Well, it's a season of joy, but holidays can also bring stress. And one licensed therapist says you can manage holiday stress by tuning in and acknowledging how you feel. So if certain holiday traditions are causing added strain, change them or just ditch them altogether. This season, you should give yourself permission to set realistic expectations and set some boundaries. That's critical in helping to manage stress.
That might mean that you say no to certain activities. Maybe you and your family have a certain limit, and when you reach that, you don't take on any other things.
This therapist also says it's okay to accept help from other people, especially if they're the ones that are coming to your home. You are the host of the family, so allow them to pitch in. That can really help take off some of the burden during the holiday season.
2 power stations in the Portland area have been sabotaged. This coming just after someone opened fire on a power station in North Carolina, leaving thousands without electricity. Bonneville Power, one of the companies impacted by the attack, said, quote, "We have confirmed that this was a malicious intent. It was no accident." The company says it's stepping up security around its stations for the time being. PGE, the other power company whose stations were vandalized, said, quote, "We are actively cooperating with the FBI and cannot at this time share many details about this incident as it is currently under investigation." The FBI will not currently comment on the investigation, but the Department of Homeland Security recently sent out a bulletin warning about the increased risk of attacks on important infrastructure. Well, if you like the Hobbit house on Halloween, get ready for a dose of holiday cheer coming up on Nightside.
Later tonight on Nightline, what's next for Brittany Griner after that prisoner swap for a Russian arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death? And kicking it with the Rockettes. We go behind the scenes of their Christmas spectacular.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
I think at Hospice of Spokane, it's not just a job. It's a career, but it's also a passion. Nurses, the social workers, the chaplains, the health aides, they just do a phenomenal job, and they get to know the clients. They don't come to treat just the client. They come to embrace the family as a whole.
To serve with the region's #1 hospice team, visit hospiceofspokane.org.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader. It goes like one margarita. Bluebird in my heart. Baby, you're playing hard to forget. The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
You didn't choose cat allergies, your hairline, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. But you can choose your doctor who will care for all the things you didn't choose. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Monster Jam. Don't miss a minute of the action. Tickets on sale now. Coming to Spokane Arena this week. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets on sale now. Full throttle family fun. You have to see it live, so lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Sweet Palace and Sapphire Jewelry in Phillipsburg, Montana.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. A sign hangs on the fence of a unique home on the South Hill. It reads, "Remember, it was a hobbit so very small who did big things and saved them all." That's the idea behind the ongoing ornament exchange at the Spokane Hobbit House. Here it is. Over 100 holiday ornaments have already been exchanged on the fence outside of this house, including, of course, Hobbit-themed ornaments that owners Ryan and Robert have created. Visitors are welcome to stop by and exchange an ornament between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., and you're encouraged to take a photo of the ornament you adopt and post it online with a hashtag Spokane Hobbit House. That way people can see where their ornaments end up. And there's also a little free library and even a scavenger hunt at the house. Christmas music plays daily. You can visit the Spokane Hobbit House at 3525 West 2nd Avenue in Spokane.
All that snow, good thing we have 5 area ski resorts to choose from to go enjoy it. More snow on the way at Lookout Pass tomorrow, reporting pack powder. All of these 24-hour snowfall totals are at 0, but it is snowing everywhere, so there will be fresh powder for you if you head up to 49 degrees north. Powder on top of the groomers. It should be a great day tomorrow at Schweitzer Mountain. They already have 1 inch of new snow, but they are adding to it. 26 degrees and cloudy skies. Silver Mountain, some snow tomorrow, a little bit of a breeze. Meanwhile, Mount Spokane, 25 degrees for a high tomorrow, machine groomed, but snow on the way, or snow in progress, I should say, not on the way. It'll be wrapping up, but there'll be more snow if you want to go this weekend. Buy your tickets online in advance. I learned the hard way Saturday. They do sell out at Mount Spokane. Picture, I did go to 49 though, and it was amazing. Picture from Jack Legg. He must have the most beautiful location in the county. This is looking over Liberty Lake from his place. He's looking north. I believe that's Antoine Peak there, and you can see the rime ice on the trees. It is just a stunning winter landscape. Jack has sent photos from his little slice of heaven there before, and each one is more beautiful than the next. Thank you so much, Jack, for sharing your view with us. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. Well, it's the home stretch of the season for the Seattle Seahawks. We break down their playoff chances. Coming up next in sports.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Wendell Motors.
You asked me who Dean Fiello is.
An alarmingly good-looking man.
A very heavy cocaine user.
I laid eyes on him the first time, and I was like, whoa.
He looks like a doctor on a soap opera.
You're a doctor?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Dean Fiello is not a doctor.
He'd been treating a woman under really dubious circumstances, and then
they pulled apart the rubble, and we found human remains.
Now, finally, he tells his story. The new 2020, Friday night on ABC.
Outsparkle at an affordable price. Pawn One Jewelry.
Snow is in the air, and it's beginning to look a lot like savings during the holiday sale at Furniture Row. Stop in today because everything is on sale. That means huge discounts store-wide on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus, decorating your entire home just got easier with 4 years no-interest financing. So pack up the sleigh, pick up grandmother on the way, and shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. Happy holidays from Furniture Row.
There is still time to give your home a refresh before the new year during the year-end clearance event at More Furniture. Save on styles for every room in your home with remaining doorbusters from our Black Friday event and new furniture arriving daily. It's all on sale for this special year-end clearance event. It's your perfect opportunity to get your home ready for the holidays. Preview all sale specials online at morefurniture.com.
Now, you can shop all of Pawn One's inventory at pawnone.com. Shop for jewelry, electronics, tools, musical instruments, and more. Online or from your mobile, in-store pickup or shipped right to your door. Shop at pawnone.com.
We're going to have to buckle down and double down and really fight and bring that grit because they're going to want to obviously compete for a top team in the state.
Drew Timme knows what's at stake. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesone. Friday's Gonzaga-Washington game has state bragging rights on the line. The last time Gonzaga and Washington met on the basketball court was 2019. Gonzaga's been the top basketball program in the state for a while now, but Washington has a lot of momentum heading into this one. Washington has won 4 of the last 5 games, including a win over Gonzaga's rival, St. Mary's. Gonzaga head coach Mark Few knows this one won't be easy.
We'll have to explain to them that this is a high emotional game, you know, and these guys have played in about 10 high emotional games already this year. So we'll have to sit down, and again, that zone is something you don't face. And they're coming off a big win against Colorado. I know that was a big win for them, and so I'm sure they're feeling good. And they got some nice athletes. They got the Brooks kid from Kentucky. And they got a nice little freshman guard that's scoring it really, really well. And you know, they do, Hop does a great job teaching that zone.
Tip-off is at 6 o'clock from McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga has won the last 6 matchups dating back to 2006. It's uncertain as to which players will be on the court for Gonzaga women's basketball this weekend. The Bulldogs go head-to-head against UC Davis on Sunday. The Zags have been shorthanded due to a number of injuries and illnesses. The Bulldogs had more than half of their team sit out during Tuesday's game. And this isn't the first time Gonzaga's dealt with something like this. Yvonne Ejim and Kaylee Trong are 2 current players who benefited from extra playing time due to injuries a few years ago.
Those guys have both played huge games. Vonnie had a huge WCC tournament championship game a few years ago when there was a bunch of sickness and she was a freshman. Kaylee moved in the starting lineup when Katie Campbell got hurt a couple years ago when she was a freshman, and obviously they're 2 of our very best players right now.
Our whole team's improving just with that experience, and that's something I don't think we would have had the opportunity to do otherwise. I mean, obviously it really hurts to have like half our team sitting out, but it's provided a lot of great things for our whole team just to have that experience that and be able to grow and be able to develop so that, you know, in the coming games, even next year, that we already have like a solid group coming back.
Gonzaga and UC Davis tip off at 2 o'clock Sunday at McCarthy Athletic Center. And it's simple. If the Seattle Seahawks keep winning, they'll earn a playoff spot. But there isn't a lot of room for error. Seattle sits just ahead of the Washington Commanders for the final playoff spot in the NFC. The Seahawks are also within striking distance of the San Francisco 49ers for first place in the NFC West Division. Seattle plays 4 of its final 5 games at home, starting with the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll says they can't let up, especially in front of their home crowd.
This game is enormous for us right now, and so we got to go get it and do whatever it takes to get that done.
You know, it's a lot like what the playoffs will feel like, you know, elimination games. And so to us, we got to treat these like elimination games and take it 1 week at a time, 1 step at a time, 1 day at a time. And, you know, I think we'll give ourselves a really good shot here at the end.
Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker is still sidelined after suffering an ankle injury last weekend. There is no timetable on his return. And to college football, Idaho wide receiver Hayden Hatton was named a first-team All-American by Hero Sports FCS. Hatton was the Vandals' leading receiver by a wide margin this season. Hatton scored 16 touchdowns and had nearly 200 more yards than any other receiver on the team. Hatton also tied the single-game Idaho touchdown record with 4 against Eastern Washington. And this comes just 1 day after Idaho quarterback Giovanni McCoy won the Jerry Rice Award for the best freshman in all of FCS football. That'll do it for sports.
Her husband's tragic death shocked everyone. Killed by a lightning strike. Now tomorrow in her first TV interview.
What gives you hope?
One Tree Hill star Bevan Prince breaks her silence. The emotional exclusive.
I can hear him and I can feel him.
GMA tomorrow.
Download the 4 News Now app today. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
What I want people to know about Numerica's involvement is that it's genuine.
I work at a company that supports the community because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in. We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
You can start your day wanting an all-natural pregnancy and end it wanting an epidural. It's called being human. A human who takes care of their eyes, then stares at their phone, who embraces self-care and believes beauty is worth some pain. So go ahead and do your 10-step skincare routine and make the 11th sun. Teach your kids that aging is beautiful while trying to prevent it. With traditional medicine and alternative remedies, there's no wrong way to treat life at Rite Aid. And don't forget Rite Aid this holiday for all your last-minute gifting needs.
'Tis the season to get great gifts you can enjoy all year long from the pros at Snow's Auto, like remote car starts, $40 off. New tonneau covers for the truck, 20% off. WeatherTech floor mats marked down. Or crank up the sound with a brand new head unit and get a free set of coax speakers or a Serwin Vega bass package for $299. It's time to buy the best gifts everyone wants this week at Snow's.
You know, life is dangerous enough without the negligence of others that cause accidents that threaten your physical and financial health. Hello, I'm Lloyd Herman. If you need legal assistance due to an accident or an injury, put my 40 years of experience of dealing with the insurance companies to work for you. Call my offices here in Spokane. I can help you now. When you call, you'll speak to me, or you'll have an appointment to speak to me within 48 hours. I guarantee it. Lloyd Herman & Associates, 922-6600.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
The snow is tapering off right around Spokane, continuing in Coeur d'Alene, however, and we do still have a winter weather advisory in effect, but it will not be snowing much longer in eastern Washington.
And we'll keep an eye on that throughout the morning with Good Morning Northwest. Thanks so much, Chris. We do want to take a short look here at these strange PJs. If you're into Jim Beam.
Real puffy there.
Maybe you're a bourbon lover. I guess these are supposed to have some funky looking shoulder pads. If we zoom in, you can see them. Yeah, they're meant to stimulate a Kentucky hug. Have you heard of that, Julian?
I have not.
You're not a bourbon guy?
No. Aaron, aren't those PJs you wore that one time at the station?
Hey, just keep reading the script. Just keep reading the script.
I guess a Kentucky hug is the feeling you get after you take your first sip of bourbon.
Oh, then I've had many Kentucky hugs.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Feels warm inside.
The good thing about bourbon, though, is when you're drinking bourbon, you don't need any PJs.
Is that right?
You're warm enough already.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel, Aaron.
I'll get it.